Portal season is alive and well, and the Red Raiders, well, they're heating things up right now as they have 2 official visits set for later this week. Who are they? We'll discuss that in today's video, as well as their skill sets and how they could fit into this Texas Tech roster and some other names that you need to monitor in the transfer portal. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in to today's show. Let's just get right into this. And this one's a fun one. We've talked about him on the channel already. It's UNC Greensboro guard Donovan Atwell. Austin Massey is reporting over on Scarlet and Black Insider. And then you got Sam here as well for 24/7 High School Hoops. They're both reporting that, hey, Donovan Atwell will begin his Texas Tech visit on Friday, April 11th. For those that need a reminder, you have the dead period, which ends on Thursday. So you think about that timing. April 10th is Thursday. Donovan Atwell will be on campus basically as soon as, well, the portal opens back up. Then we'll discuss another guy here in a second. But Atwell is a guy who is 6'5", 190. He started all 64 games the last 2 seasons, as you can see, and he shot nearly 40% from 3 last year, 39.3% to be exact. For his career, though, I mean, he's one of the best shooters in the country. I mean, shooting 40% from 3 on damn near 7.5 attempts per game last year. He's unreal. He's an active spot-up shooter who understands spacing really well, really mature game, understands his skill set, and is a really solid defender. Actually ranks 85th percentile on the defensive side of the floor, according to Synergy. The lefty, he's not great off the bounce in terms of creating offense, but he ranks out on Synergy excellent when it comes to shooting off the dribble. So that's a positive. He's also really good at the catch and shoot, where he is really one of the best in the country, in my opinion, in terms of the rate that he does it and also how many attempts he has, right? Like, he is really, really good at that aspect of things. And he's also a really solid rebounder. You see there on your screen, 3.4 rebounds per game. It's not crazy, but it makes an impact. And again, he is a guy that I think projects when it comes to Texas Tech what he could do on the roster if he were to commit to Texas Tech. I think he would be a very, very valuable piece off the bench with starting potential as well. It would not shock me if he kind of plays in that Kevin Overton type role that KO had this year, where he was the 7th man in the rotation, but still played valuable minutes. And if he was hot, he earned more, right? I think that's where Donovan Atwell is, and he is a much better shooter than Kevin Overton. He is a guy, again, that has a ton of starting experience. He knows how to play in various roles, and he also knows that, hey, like, you don't have to run a play for me to be involved. Like, I will go to a catch and shoot spot if you want me to participate in the pick and roll. Cool. But also, he's just really mature in terms of what he has going for him on the offensive side of the floor. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the defensive side of the floor, where he ranks in the 85th percentile nationally when it comes to defense. Now, the other guy that we're going to talk about in today's video is one that maybe I'm most excited about in terms of potential for Texas Tech, because I could see a scenario where you have Christian Anderson back in the mix, right? And this guy plays alongside of him, and they make one of the more fun young duos in the backcourt in terms of any backcourt in the country. I think he's that good. You see it on your screen right here. It's Isaiah Pasha. You see this tweet from SBI here. He's narrowed his focus to Texas Tech, Gonzaga, and Penn State. He is the Colonial Athletic Association's Rookie of the Year, Freshman of the Year there, averaging nearly 12 points per game. And you see that bottom line. Pasha is working to finalize visits to Texas Tech and Gonzaga after the dead period. Jacob Harris of the Scarlet and Black Insider, and also over on the Portal Report, is reporting that, hey, like, Texas Tech is going to have a visit with Isaiah Pasha later this week. And it is going to be this weekend in terms of when that date is set for Texas Tech and him getting on campus. It's going to be a big one because, in my opinion, again, this is one of those guys that could be a true difference maker for Texas Tech. He's struggled on the defensive end as a true freshman. There's no doubting that, but his playmaking skills are really upper echelon in my opinion. I mean, just listen to some of these numbers for Pasha. Again, a usage rate of 23.3% as a true freshman. I encourage you to go, after this video is over, of course, to look up his game against UNC Wilmington. Yes, that UNC Wilmington that Texas Tech played in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Delaware was the team that played UNC Wilmington in the Colonial Athletic Association's championship game to go to the NCAA tournament. Go look at what Pasha did in that game. 21, 8, and 7. He was the reason that the Blue Hens, shout out to Joe Flacco, were involved in this game. He is an elite catch-and-shoot guy, 89th percentile. He does struggle shooting off the dribble, but he is a really, really solid playmaker with a 24% assist rate. And when I watch him play, I can't help but think of a guy that's playing, well, in the national title game, in Miles Uzan down at Houston. He's that kind of player, in my opinion, where Uzan, when you watched him at Oklahoma, he had some games where you're like, okay, there it is, right? But also struggled a little bit. I think that's how Pasha is as well, where you give him a little bit of time to develop. He's still going to be a good player while he's developing, but he has a chance to be an elite player, in my opinion. And he's a guy that obviously Texas Tech has prioritized in the portal, as both him and Atwell are set to visit the 806 this upcoming weekend. Pasha's visit is set for the 12th. So there you go in terms of he will be out on campus on Sunday. Did I do my math right there? Whether that's the 12th or the 13th, he'll be on campus on Sunday. Sorry if I did my math wrong in terms of the calendar there. But those are the two guys that we know for sure Texas Tech has visits scheduled for right now. The other name that I think you need to be looking out for, and I actually talked about him yesterday in terms of the scouting report for him, for Texas Tech showing interest, is Tyree Bryan. Okay, he is a guard from Santa Clara. Shout out to the Broncos. What famous player went to Santa Clara? Let me know in the comments for a shout out there. He's an NBA star. Anyway, we move on. He's a 6'5", 220 guy that's from Orlando, Florida. 1 year of eligibility left. I'm hearing that there is some sizable interest from Texas Tech here, and that's not all that surprising. I mean, this guy is 85th percentile, much like Atwell is on the defensive side of the floor, and then an absolute sniper on the other end of the floor. I mean, he shoots damn near 50% from the right corner, 47% from the right arc, 95th percentile in terms of catch and shoot guy. Oh, and by the way, as a spot up shooter, he ranks 94th percentile nationally as well, according to Synergy. And he's not too bad in the pick and roll as well as the primary ball handler with a nice 69th percentile in that regard. This guy reminds me of a more athletic and more defensive oriented, and I shouldn't say oriented, but better on the defensive side of the floor than Kerwin Walton. And there's a lot of smoke around Tyree Bryan and his potential to land in the 806. As it stands right now, there is no official visit set for Bryan, the Bronco from Santa Clara, but it sounds like Texas Tech is heavily pursuing him, and rightfully so after what we just talked about in terms of his metrics. I mean, he would fit in perfectly in a Grant McCaslin and Jeff Linder offense, and also be pretty damn good on the defensive side of the floor as well. But again, the big news for Texas Tech men's basketball, with the portal set to reopen on Thursday, there are 2 confirmed official visitors for Texas Tech this coming up weekend. One in UNC Greensboro, Donovan Atwell, and the other in the Delaware Blue Hens guard, Isaiah Pasha. So those are 2 names to look out for on official visits this weekend. Again, if you want to stay in the know, we're posting things over on the Scarlet and Black Insider right away. You're going to have to wait a little bit in terms of finding out this information here on YouTube, just because, well, I've got a 9 to 5. Also, I enjoy spending time with my wife and the doggos and family and stuff, but also it's hard to make a video sometimes right away. So if you want instant information, that is the place for you. It is the scarletandblackinsider.com. But also, hey, if you just want to wait a little bit to find out the information, that's cool too. And this is the place to do it, because all you have to do to get 100% free Texas Tech content year-round, whether it's on the gridiron, the hardwood, or in the portal for both football and men's basketball, this is the place for you. And it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. All you got to do is like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join the Back to 12 squad today. As always, I'm RC Maxfield reminding you to stay safe and Wreck 'em Tech.